You think you know me?
A big New England welcome from Portland, Maine. This is good old JR Jim Ross here with Jerry the King Lawler.
I've never seen a crowd so fired up, JR. They can't wait to get started, and neither can I.
That makes two of us, King. I don't think Portland's gonna know what hit it after tonight.
You talk about ruthless aggression. Look at the way these superstars have been going after each other.
They're not playing with kid gloves, that's for sure.
We knew we were going to see a heck of a match, but they're beating the heck out of each other, JR. Someone's going to take a tumble. They know there's not enough room for both of them up there. Can you believe we actually get paid to do this job, JR?
It's like a dream come true, King. Except when I have to sit here and listen to you drool over the divas.
Come on, JR. You know I'm helpless when it comes to puppies. Oh my gosh, not the table!
Boy, somebody's gonna be picking splinters out of their gums after this one. That table's about the last thing you want to get hit with.
I guess it's better than being put through the table, but not much. Randy Orton is a genius, JR. As soon as he got what he needed from Triple H and Ric Flair, he turned on him and struck out on his own. I think it's going to be a long way down for one of these two superstars. These two are fighting for their lives on that ladder.
I think this crowd's giving these superstars a piece of their minds, King.
Are you sure they can afford it, JR? I don't understand how these fans can boo Edge, JR. They've got no respect for everything he's done for them.
Oh, you're full of it, King. These fans don't give a damn about Edge because they know that Edge doesn't give a damn about them either.
How can you say that, JR? Edge is one of the most exciting and dynamic superstars on the Raw roster. And I hope you don't drive him to SmackDown with the way you slander him.
It doesn't appear that Edge is getting much love from this crowd tonight, and who can blame them? They're certainly not getting much from Edge.
That's not true, JR. I'm sure this arena is just full of Edge heads tonight. You might not hear them cheering, but that's probably because they're in awe of the fact that they're watching their favorite superstar.
Or maybe it's because the Edge heads turned on Edge right about the same time he turned on them, King. I think they do a pretty good job of making themselves heard, but with those boos instead of cheers now.
If any superstar shows the slightest hint of weakness, they will... Whoops! There goes the referee!
Oh, man! And now there's no one to keep order in this matchup. Neither combatant can afford to lose this fight and fall to the mat. This capacity crowd is making their opinions known tonight.
They sure are, JR, and I love to hear it.
What a reversal. My God, let me tell you, when a wooden table meets flesh and bone, the table wins.
It's a deadly weapon for sure, JR.
I've got a feeling that this has all the makings of an instant classic.
That's probably just gas, JR.
Well,
Oh, no! I don't like the looks of this.
He's got the fans behind him, King, and his opponent had better watch out. Oh, boy, the adrenaline is pumping. I think this could be the beginning of the end.
No, it can't end like this. Come on, do something, quick! I don't think these superstars have any intention of taking it easy on each other tonight.
That's not what they signed up for, King. And quite frankly, I think these fans would be disappointed if they didn't go all out.
Well, that's easy for the fans to say. They've never set foot inside that ring.
No, but they spend their hard-earned dollars to watch what goes on inside it. And without them, we'd all be out of a job.
I think it's pretty obvious which way this one's going to go, JR.
Well, from my perspective, this is still anybody's match.
I'd like to see things from your perspective, JR, but I'd have to get my head out of my rear end first.
And Lord knows it's been up there for so long that that would be no easy feat.
You got to respect the commitment and the dedication of these superstars to their careers.
No question about it, King. Every superstar on the roster has had to make more sacrifices than any other professional athlete I know.
It really is like being...
Whoever wins this fight might just win the match. I think this crowd has decided to exercise the right of free speech.
God bless the First Amendment, JR. I think these superstars have a legitimate beef with each other, JR.
So do I, King. I'm not so sure their issues with each other are going to be solved with one match.
I hope not. I'd love to see them go at it again and again. This has gone beyond just being a match, JR. I think these superstars genuinely hate each other.
There's no love lost between these competitors, that's for sure. If looks could kill, somebody would be pushing up daisies right now.
And you've got to admit, that makes for a much more interesting match, JR.
It sure does. But oh, for the love of... Open your eyes, ref. How did you let that happen?
Come on, JR. A WWE match is like a murder mystery. It's no good if there's no foul play. I think these superstars are getting some feedback from the crowd, JR.
Nothing wrong with that, King. That's what we like to hear. This is Raw action at its finest. That's why Raw is the #1 brand of sports entertainment.
You got that right, JR. You're not going to see this kind of action on SmackDown.
Not on SmackDown or any... Oh, no! That last shot busted him wide open.
It sure did, JR. And if I can borrow one of your lines, business...
I guess a little sportsmanship is too much to ask for.
I guess so, JR. But where's the fun in that? Man, is there even going to be anything left of these superstars by the time they're done?
Not if they have their way, King. Everything they came in here with tonight is going to be left in that ring, mark my words.
I hope these fans appreciate it, JR. These superstars are putting it all on the line for them right here tonight.
What an incredible performance by these phenomenal superstars.
Did you expect anything less, JR? I mean, look who's in the ring right now.
No, I didn't, King. I had high expectations, and I'm happy to say that this match has exceeded them all. I'll tell you what, King, the WWE superstars are about the greatest athletes you'll find in any sport, period. My God, look at the intensity of these superstars battling 15 feet above the ring. Sounds like this crowd's got something on their minds, King.
Who cares about them, JR? Look what's going on in the ring. I don't think that these superstars have even contemplated the fact that they might lose.
I'm sure they have. That's not the kind of attitude you come in with and expect to pick up the win.
You're right about that, JR. If you can't see yourself having your arm raised by the referee when it's over, don't bother showing up. Whoever loses this fight is going to take a heck of a fall, JR.
I tell you, King, sometimes I get exhausted just watching these superstars compete.
I know what you mean, Jay.
Oh, man, I think we're about to see a high-risk move here. A lot of blood, sweat, and tears have been shed in that very ring.
And I think there's going to be a lot more shed here tonight.
No doubt about that, King. These superstars are going to leave it all in the ring. You can count on that.
Well, from the looks of things, it's not hard to tell how this one's going to go.
What are you talking about, King? I think this is still an extremely competitive match that can go either way.
You know, JR, it's obvious that the only exercise you get is stretching the truth or jumping to conclusions.
Well, judging from the shape I'm in, I don't appear to be doing too much of either, King. You're looking pretty fit, though, I must say. These superstars are going to put each other through wrestling hell tonight.
They've already got a pretty good start on that, JR.
They have indeed, King. I don't think there's an ounce of quit. This has turned into a real slobber knocker. 15 feet in the air.
Listen to the crowd, JR. I think they've got something to say to these superstars.
And if they're smart, they'll listen. You're not going to get him with that one. Boy, what a match. I wouldn't even hazard a guess as to who's going to win this thing.
What? Have you got both your contacts in one eye, JR? It's been obvious to me since the start of the match.
Oh, really? Well, then, why don't you just enlighten the rest of us, King?
No way. I can already tell this is going to be a great match, and I don't want to ruin the ending for you.
You're too kind, King. You're also full of horse manure, as far as I can tell.
A fist fight 15 feet in the air. This isn't going to be pretty.
I'll be honest with you, King. This is not the way I thought this match would go at all.
Me neither, JR. I guess that just goes to show that anything can happen in the WWE.
I think you hit the nail right on the head, King. And it's that unpredictability that makes it so exciting. You've got to ask yourself.
Climbing up the turnbuckle isn't bad. It's all the ways you can come down that hurt. Wow! Listen to these fans, JR.
You can fool some of the people all of the time, and all the people some of the time, but there's no fooling the WWE fans at all. I'm not so sure this one's about winning or losing anymore. I think it's become more personal.
Whoever loses this fight might just lose the match too, JR.
Both superstars are beating the hell out of each other on that ladder.
So, how do you think this one's going to turn out, JR?
Honestly, King, I have absolutely no idea. Anything can happen here in the WWE.
But you've got to have a guess, right?
Oh, would you look at that? That was completely uncalled for.
Hey, it's not cheating if you don't get caught, JR. He's a 3 count away from a pinfall. Oh, boy. These fans have got something on their minds, JR.
Well, they paid for their tickets, King, and they've got a right to say what.
Here's your winner and still the World Heavyweight